Hi everyone, welcome to Writer's Corner. I'm Radrani and I'm from Tilsley Creative Writers. And once again, I'll be reading another chapter from this book. Lessons from the Ramayana by Sri Charles Satyanamurti. And in today's video, I'll be reading Lesson 10 and I hope you like it. So, here we go. Lesson 10. Understand the sanctity of marriage. Where there is strife betwixt a man and wife, it is hell, and mutual love may be compared to heaven. It is customary to have the marriage scene with Rama and Sita as bridegroom and bride printed on the marriage invitation cards. Rama and Sita are an ideal couple. They love each other dearly, and their divine love transcends material standards of palace, pleasure, and royal splendours. Forest life or privation does not bring about any change in their mutual love. On being exiled, Rama advises Sita not to accompany him. He waxes eloquent on the troubles and dangers they have to face in the forest. The menace of wild animals apart, they may sometimes have to be content with water and fast for days together. For a gently nurtured lady like Sita, accustomed to comfort, discomfort will be a veritable hell. Sita is not impressed with the reasons cited by Rama. She makes bold to say thus, "My lord, it may be presumptuous on my part not to acquiesce silently in what you say. Yet adverse circumstances make me bold to say that a wife's place is only by the side of her husband. It is ridiculous to think that you are accustomed to hardship and discomfort, while I am not. Wife does not cease to be wife to a man when he faces reverses of fortune. I am your beloved wife, in your adversity also. In fact, to a woman, there is no hell other than separation from her husband. You say that wild animals and cruel Rakshasas may be a source of danger. I am constrained to submit that my father Janaka has given me in marriage to a great hero who can protect his wife." These words have the desired effect, and Rama allows her to accompany him. Thus Sita scores a victory and wins her husband's heart. Their mutual love builds for them a heaven, though they may dwell in a forest. Every newlywed couple worships Sita and Rama as a model of ideal love, which never varies or decreases with varying circumstances. In our society, we observe that the greatest worry of parents is to secure worthy matches to their children. Especially in the case of girls, the parents dream high. Even in ordinary families, the father and mother feel that the young boy who is going to wed their daughter must be a doctor, an engineer, an IAS or IPS. It is but natural, and nobody condemns such dreams. Janaka also has such dreams. He wants the greatest archer of the day to be the husband of his daughter. He announces that he would give his daughter, who is a paragon of beauty, wit, and virtue in marriage, to a young hero who is able to lift Shiva's bow and wield it. Sita prays to goddess Gauri that only the young charming Prince Rama, whom she loved dearly, should be able to break the bow of Shiva, while all the other princes fail. She happens to see Rama accompanied by his brother in the palace gardens. She is attracted by the charms of Rama. His large beautiful eyes, broad chest, long arms, bright luminous, rain-bearing cloud-like lustre, halo, and a face radiating beauty and virtue. All these ethereal enthrall her, and she enshrines the glorious image of Rama in her heart. Rama, too, is captivated by her beauty, wit, and virtue. He feels that in his heart Sita alone sits high and there is no place for anyone else. In those days, princes are permitted to marry any number of girls, and they feel that the more the number of wives, the greater is the glory. But Rama chooses only one. The dearest will always be one. To Rama, Sita is the dearest, and to Sita, Rama is the dearest. Their bond of love is not based on mere charms of their personalities. Their bond of love is an unbreakable union of minds, hearts, and souls. Such ideal love transcends beauty and wealth. Love is not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. These words of Shakespeare appropriately suit to describe the love between Sita and Rama. That is why the newly wedded couple pray that they should love each other dearly like Rama and Sita, irrespective of the changes in bodily charms and fortune. Beauty withers, fortune vanishes, but true love endures. In Mithila, people rushed into the streets to have a look at Rama, who is an embodiment of beauty. It is difficult for them to take off their eyes from him. The one prominent thought that comes uppermost in their mind is this young charming prince is worthy of our beautiful princess Sita. None else deserves her. Not only do they lose themselves in admiration and adoration of Rama, they even mentally picture to themselves the marriage scene of Rama and Sita. They go into raptures as they imagine how the pair above par affords feast to their eyes. The marriage of Sita and Rama is a fulfillment of their heart's desire. It is also a fulfillment of the wishes of the people who have seen Rama in Mithila. When a person sees a beautiful scene, he feels joy. Beauty brings joy. When a person hears sweet music, he gets a thrill. When a person speaks sweet words, he feels exhilarated. When noble thoughts arise in the heart, a person feels lifted to heavenly bliss from the vortex of earthly struggles. Now, the marriage scene of Sita and Rama is a source of supreme delight to the devotees. They regale their eyes on the lovely forms of Sita and Rama, who are in the bloom of loveliness and flow of spirits, and feel great joy. They hear sweet music praising Rama and Sita, and this sweet music fills them with rapture. They themselves spontaneously utter fine words inspired by the scene, and it exhilarates them. Noble thoughts pertaining to true love, pregnant with spirit of sacrifice, an unbroken bond of union of minds and hearts, arise in their minds and elevate them. Even to this day, the scene of Sita Kalyanam has not lost its charm and freshness, and it never will. It conveys even to the newlyweds of today the lesson of true love which endures forever, being above the vagaries of fickle fortune. In a marriage, the talambralu item has a great significance. The bridegroom pours on the head of the bride white sanctified rice, not cooked, as the priest recites mantras. Similarly, the bride pours on the head of the bridegroom. Here, the talambralu, white rice, or even mutyalu, pearls, is tinged with the touch of the pourer. That touch carries with it the warmth of affection and the undying bond of union. This sanctified touch electrifies the bride and bridegroom with flame of passion, to be ever united both in weal and woe. This flame of passion, to be ever united in weal and woe, quite transcends sexual love. The description of Talambralu scene in Sita Kalyanam ever lives in our memory. The colour of mutyalu, pearls, is pure shining white. Sita holds them in her hands. The palms of Sita are bright red in colour. This bright red colour touches the white mutyalu, and when she holds them in her palms, they have the look of bright rubies. As the mutyalu leave her palms and travel towards the head of Rama, they appear in their own colour, pure white, and give the impression that jasmine buds are being showered on the gracious head of Rama. When once they fall on Rama's head and glide down his bright azure body, the touch of Rama's colour makes them appear as sapphires. This description has a lesson to convey. Rama and Sita are endowed with divine touch. Even an ignorant and worthless fellow who happens to approach Rama and Sita and seek refuge in them gets the divine touch, and he soon becomes a crest jewel of humanity. A pebble becomes a pearl by that divine touch. Rama's breaking of the bow to win the hand of Sita has also a wonderful significance. The massive bow represents massive screen of tamas, ignorance, clouding an embodied soul. Rama breaks that tamas and kindles the lamp of knowledge. Sita knows who Rama really is. She chooses him for her husband. The union of jiva, individual soul, with God is possible only when the curtain of ignorance is removed. By breaking the bow, Rama proves himself to be superior to all the princes assembled there. This superhuman feat distinguishes him as a hero. His admirers and devotees feel safe under his protection, and they practice their virtues of vratas without any fear of molestation by cruel rakshasas. Even in this world, a leader must be able to do some impressive deeds of moral courage and exhibit skills in leading the people. Then only the public can repose trust in him and entrust him with power. Shakespearean heroines appear to outshine heroes. The best example is Portia. She too humbles herself before her husband and commits herself to his care. She says that she is unschooled and unlettered, and yet she is not too old to learn from her husband. She adds that she wishes herself to be 1,000 times richer and cleverer, only to be worthy of her husband. This deliberate underrating of her wit, wisdom, wealth, and worth is only to make her husband appear greater than she. It is perhaps ingrained in the psyche of a woman that her husband should be taller, richer, and wiser than she. No woman would like to marry a man educationally less qualified than she. In her talk, behavior, and conduct, she magnifies the worth and greatness of her husband. She feels insulted if anyone says to her face that her husband is inferior to her in education and position. Sita says to Ravana that she herself can reduce him to ashes, but she endures separation only to honour Rama. If she reduces Ravana to ashes and goes to Rama, it does not redound to Rama's credit. Her aim is that Rama should know her whereabouts, cross the sea and kill the Rakshasas and their king Ravana. Sita expresses the same thing when Hanuman offers to take her to Rama. She says, "If I come with you and join Rama, it may not please Rama. Ravana acted like a thief in bringing me here in the absence of the princes. Rama would kill him and then take me. Such a straightforward and brave deed becomes him. I must cooperate with him in his trials, struggles, and conquest, and be worthy of him." Lusting for another's wife is the worst of sins. Even viewed from the material planes, it is a crime punishable under law. In the material plane, there must be discipline, orderliness, and civilization in a society. Strict enforcement of rules ensures that. The government must be strong and good, Antisocial elements must be ruthlessly put down. It is possible only when men that matter are devoted to duty, maintaining high standards of honesty. Those who can exercise their thinking faculty can rise to the intellectual plane. In the intellectual plane, reason guides a man. A rational human being can understand why a man should be honest, why he should not misbehave, and why he should not transgress rules. The rule is that sex must be confined to lawful wedlock. That is the enforced discipline in society. Men in intellectual plane should support it by the exercise of reason. Their reason tells them how extramarital indulgence is a sign of decadence in society. Our civilization itself becomes extinct if the ultra-modern youth gives scant respect to the sanctity of marriage. As a person rises to the moral plane, he leads a principled life. He does not need the coercion of the law enforcing authority to obey law. Conscience guides him. He obeys the sweet and soft voice of conscience. Whenever a person does an evil act, his conscience pricks him. When once he refuses to obey, conscience never speaks again. With the repetition of crime, he becomes a hardened criminal. Guilt becomes fate, which was but choice before. So the people who have made a successful choice of right path rise to the moral plane and be guided by conscience. Generally, a person takes utmost care that others do not cheat him. But the man in the moral plane takes pains to see that he does not cheat anybody. With the practice of virtues, penance and devotion, a person rises to the spiritual plane. The sages and rishis of our ancient India spoke noble truths from their spiritual plane. Intuition guides those who are in the spiritual plane. Those in the spiritual plane are like lamps of wisdom. They light up to us the path of rectitude. In ancient India, young men, after finishing the study in the forest schools, gurukulas, under a learned sage, used to get married. They led a household life. A married man had 4 aims. They were dharma, righteous actions; artha, earning money; kama, enjoyment of pleasures; and moksha, liberation or realization of God. In the achievement of these aims, he seeks the active cooperation and participation of his wedded wife. In the marriage rites, they recite a mantra which makes the bridegroom promise solemnly that he would not abandon his wife in his activities of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. There was no scope for bickerings or heartburnings between wife and husband, as they led a simple and pure life without unholy desires and greed for undeserved fortune. The husband's aim was to do righteous acts and share the merit with his wife. Their ultimate aim was to realize God. Sexual gratification or enjoyment of wealth was not the be-all and end-all of life. Their enjoyment was qualified by dharma, and their lofty aim was moksha. Time may change. We may drop off much dead wood and corrupt conventions. But the principle of mutual love and faithfulness to each other in married couples continues to govern even modern marriages. The nature of love is to sacrifice. The love between wife and husband takes the form of sacrifice. That sacrifice intensifies their love. Lakshmana and Urmila are a loving couple. While Sita presses her husband and secures his permission to accompany him to the forest, Urmila acquiesces in the superior wisdom of her husband and stays at home. Lakshmana wants to serve Rama and Sita in the forest. His aim is selfless service and sacrifice. His wife must help him and cooperate with him in his aim. If she also follows Lakshmana, it will not be possible for Lakshmana to do his tapas of service. The period of penance is only 14 years. So Urmila, instead of fighting with Lakshmana, agrees to stay at home. But all these 14 years she absorbs herself in tapas without food and sleep. They become the happier for these 14 years of separation and tapas. The principle is that temporary setbacks and ordeals should not stand in the way of true love between wife and husband. The longer the separation, the sweeter the union. The greater the struggle, the stronger you emerge. Urmila's victory consists in understanding her husband. Between wife and husband, success is attained not by fighting, but by understanding. In the marriage market of today, the beauty of the girl and the earning capacity of the boy are the attractive commodities in high demand. Parents, in their anxiety to secure a worthy match, are prepared to give a handsome dowry much beyond their means. This social evil of dowry may gradually cease to be an evil with the spread of education among girls and culture among boys. The beauty and charms of a girl may ensnare a boy into marriage, but the real ties that bind them together forever are unfading virtues. In conclusion of this lesson, we can quote the words of Swift. The reason why so few marriages are happy is ladies spend their time in making nets, not in making cages. The end. That's the end of lesson 10. Thank you for watching. Please click like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video when I'll be reading lesson 11. Thank you. Bye.